I want to get my CDL, but I don't know what division to go to. What's the easiest one? So I'm glad y'all asked this question. I've actually worked in a couple of different divisions. I've worked in drive-in, reefer, flatbed, oversized, but I've yet to try hazmat and tanker. Basically, with my general experience, I'd have to say that the easiest division would have to be either drive-in. Now let me tell you why I say that, because to me drive-in is one of the easiest ones because of the simple fact the appointment times are not as strict. They are still strict, don't get me wrong, but you have a lot more leeway, and a lot of the time drive-in, they're dropping hook, or you can get unloaded pretty quickly and then go get you a next load on your back to get down the road. But during an economic downturn, drive-in kind of does dry up a little bit. Then you have flatbed. Flatbed has some of the best delivery times, and also you can arrive early a lot of the times, sleep at the shipper, which if you don't know about that, I suggest you kind of do a little bit of research. That stuff helps you out a lot down the road, make some money. And also, if you're in the flatbed division, you also can, depending on your delivery time, you're gonna get into the truck stops way earlier than some of the other divisions, so you'll be able to find a spot no matter what. And if you get the opportunity to sleep at the shipper, hey, it's a win-win, because now you get to deliver your load. And if you know how to, play with it a little bit, you won't start your time. Downside of flatbed, you have to tarp it sometimes. You have to get up on that trailer and make sure the tops are covering every bit of it. And you have to throw straps, and you got to make makeshift little things to get your straps over. I don't know if y'all guys don't want to work that hard, but it's a good way to stay in shape while out on the road. Well, Dave, what about reefer? I heard that was a pretty good division. So let me tell you about reefer. The reefer division has to have some of the worst shippers and receivers. They are as rude as could possibly be. And I know, if you've been in trucking a little bit, there's rude shippers and receivers everywhere. But reefer takes the cake. Wild appointment times. You could be delivering at 1 in the afternoon or as early as 3 a.m. And to me, you really got to know how to manage your clock with reefer. As opposed to some of the other divisions, I honestly think reefer is more so best for teams. Dave, what's the highest paying division? Well, I'm glad you asked. Honestly, all that stuff is relative, to be really honest with you, because every division makes really good money, especially if you know where to go. Tanker makes a bunch of money from their stops, but they didn't really kill a lot of miles in them. They make more of the money on their stops and their drop pay and unload pay and all these other different pays. Basically, if you want to know how to get paid in your company, ask for a pay card. Now, if your company doesn't understand what you're trying to say, what you mean by a pay card, ask, I need a list that tells me all the different ways that I get paid for being a truck driver. Flatbed, I think has some of the highest CPMs, but you also get tarp pay and certain unload pay and snow down, all different types of pays in that one as well. Drive-in, I don't really think they make all their money from their drops or whatever, but they make their money in the miles. Now, oversized, I've only ever done locally, so I can't really talk on that one that much on how their different drops are get. I have heard that sometimes they get tipped, but don't quote me on that. Reefer, I also know if your lease does pay pretty high because you got to pay for the gas in the reefer. Well, Dave, which trucking division is best for me? I'm not sure where to go. I'm glad you asked. Do your research. What do you feel you're equipped to do? Do you mind throwing tarps and working out in the different conditions, rain, snow, heat? Because we're going through a heat wave right now. Is sleep important to you? If not, maybe reefer is good for you because they have the different wild behind, appointment times. Maybe you just want to be laid back. Go to flatbed or drive-in. Or even maybe tanker. Well, what about hazmat? I heard hazmat pays pretty good. They do, but are you willing to work with dangerous materials?